Have you ever tried to use an action cam for some purpose other than action? You can come across issues if so. Maybe you're the kind to single hand carry, or the more advanced two-handed pinch kind of shooter. You could be someone who comes prepared with a GorillaPod or one of these right here, these multi-mount Mantis pods. So you can do a nice little underslung technique, but they will all present you with the exact same problem: remaining level while shooting. A little shake and stutter can be taken out with the majority of stabilizing technology that are built into your editor of choice, but trying to adjust for an ever-changing horizon line becomes an editing nightmare, especially when trying to do something more precise and exacting like landscape or real estate work, where those correct verticals really matter. What if I told you there's a better way? It involves stuff you probably already own. You clicked the thumbnail, you read the title, so you have an idea about what I'm about to teach you. Not only am I going to talk about why I decided to try this, but I'll also be giving you a double review in the process. I'll teach you how to make this bootstrap contraption work, and I'll teach you how to make it work the best from my experience. And I'll also talk about the video capabilities of the Ace Pro for real estate work and what I've found to be the best settings so far. What's the deal, everyone? Welcome back to the studio where it is cold today. I'm Jeremy Deal, and if you're new here, talk about being a full-time creative with a focus on running a real estate visual marketing company and the gear it takes to do that. I want to first talk about why. Why did I think this was a good idea? And does it actually work? Obviously it does. I have that Mantis pod I just throw away specifically for the purpose of getting extra shots and angles of myself at work, but when I put these cameras to the test for a more professional workflow, I quickly realized how much harder it is to get a clean moving shot with something so tiny. The weight of the larger rig allows you to move it with less micro jitters, and it helps you on keeping that level horizon I brought up earlier, but you still need some extra help you can always add a gimbal. And this is where the dumb part of my good idea happened. What if I put the Ace Pro on my gimbal? It serves the purpose, but at the cost of looking like you bought too much gear for too little camera. Then I looked into the corner of my office, and my original bad idea shrunk down and morphed into another smaller bad idea. What if I took my rigged out Ace Pro, and if you have not seen that video where I go over a lot of those accessories linked up above, all that jazz, what if I stripped all of those accessories off and I just made it as light as physically possible so I could try it on a cell phone gimbal instead? The Insta360, for instance. I tested it out for the next couple days on a couple different properties, and the difference of movements were instantaneously obvious. The way the Insta360 Flow has this detachable magnetic part, it allowed me to stretch it around the action cam as close as possible to the top, and with a little finagling, I managed to get it as level as possible and let the motors of the gimbal actually carry me the rest of the way. Originally, I did this with the screen flipped up so I could see what was going on, but I noticed that the process of having it up, it would tap out on the top a little bit because it's a cell phone gimbal. But I kept encountering this issue, particularly when I wanted to get a really high shot, I could no longer frame up that shot. And I remembered also having this GPS remote watch for the Ace Pro. So after remounting with the screen closed like it is now and wearing the live feed on the watch, I never have to touch the camera again because you can also record from here too. Once I figured out this last puzzle piece, it was game over for the test I had to run. Let me set this over here real quick. Now, I've been showing you some random clips and labeling them along the way, but let's switch focus a bit and I'll talk a little bit more about the quality of video and settings I found to look the best on screen. After all my tests in the different shooting mode and qualities, I have made my decision, and the 4K 60 FPS with flat color and medium sharpening set produces the absolute best visual output for real estate work in particular. I'll flat out say my biggest disappointment with this camera is the 8K. After testing in multiple lighting scenarios, it just could not hold up to the 4K image produced by the exact same camera in the exact same location. The 8K not only had a narrower field of view than the 4K, but you can only shoot in 24 FPS. The dynamic range seemed less capable while put through the editing process with more grain, more digital sharpness, and more extra contrast. On the other hand, the 4K is clean from grain and even performs surprisingly well in lower light situations like this all black everything bathroom. It had a wide enough field of view with a low amount of fisheye distortion when set to its narrowest state, and it did a really good job of allowing me to see out of the windows from interiors. Now that you have all that knowledge about the video settings I would recommend when shooting real estate work, and you now know about my super secret cheap hack to make more professional looking videos with limited gear, I can't wait to see what you do with it. As always, keep rocking and rolling, enjoy what you're doing, make smart business decisions, and let me know in the comments down below if you've made Ace Flow of your own, or maybe some other variation of action cam and cell phone gimbal. Give it a cool name, and you might just win something if you make me laugh enough. Catch you next time. Oh, look at this. I guess this thing cut off on me, huh? There we go. Now it's back in action. I can't even tell you how well this works. It surprised me so hard. Ace Pro, Insta360 Flow, Ace Flow. What other crazy contraption do you want me to make next? Catch you next time. Yeah, I think I just said that. Peace.